right. Hello. We are Geeks Assembled, and this is Audio Heads, and it's Christopher Eccleston weekend. And this is, and because we're doing Audio Heads, we've actually gone back into the Doctor Who audios, and Big Finish got Christopher Eccleston to join them, and this is the picture of him showing off his little call sheet from Big Finish, and they were thrilled to have him. They were so excited. He was busy with a television show that he was shooting up until the weekend that they recorded, and they got him. And we're going to discuss today Ravagers. It's a 3-part story.
Yep.
Set in a time very sort of reminiscent of the Time War. Time eddies and time jumps and people messing with the whole fabric of space and time, and an alien interested in eating the universe. Anyway, what did you think about it, Lee? Go ahead.
Well, I have to point out, when Christopher Eccleston took on the role of the Doctor in 2005, I wasn't sort of a fan of his one season. So there were some good bits in there, but I think he really deserved the second season so he could build on what he did in the first season. So for me personally, I never really got to know that Doctor. You know what I mean? If he'd have carried on with another season, I think I would have gelled with this Doctor. But saying that, thank God he was free after his job had finished, and also when lockdown started.
Yeah.
So he most likely wanted to do some work, and he's been asked and asked. Big Finish have asked him time and time again, come down, come and record something with us. And he eventually said yes, because I think it was the fans at conventions what kept asking him, when are you going to do them? When are you going to do them?
Yeah.
So he took the plunge. So there was a bit of, work had finished, lockdown had started, and it was sort of fandom pressure as well. But all things come together, and he produced this the first box set. The second box set is out this month, I think. But Ravagers, a three story arc, all written by Nicholas Briggs.
Yeah, that's true. And directed by him also.
And directed by him. And no sooner does it start, you get the feeling that Eccleston's never been away.
Yep. He's
back in that leather jacket. He's back in those boots. He's been his northern Doctor. With a new companion. Well, these we have to go with. These are before the Rose meeting, because they say we can't really fit any of them in between then, I suppose, because Rose was with him most of the time in the first season. So these are pre-Rose, so they couldn't do anything. Big Finish can do anything with the Ninth Doctor audios set before Rose. So he could have 10 companions before Rose. He could have 20 companions before Rose. This one, we meet a companion called Nova, who gets involved with the Ninth Doctor on the sphere of freedom.
Yeah.
The only thing I have a gripe with this is, and we've mentioned it, Nicholas Briggs writing all 3 stories. I would prefer if it was 3 different writers. I know this was the first box set, and maybe he wanted his name on that box set. You know what I mean? Because I felt like some of the three stories could have done with a different point of view from a different writer's point of view. If you understand what I'm trying to say there, Susan.
Yeah, I can.
Because usually the box sets we get, you get three stories or four stories, and each story is a different writer.
Right.
But this one is all Nicholas Briggs. But thank God, no Daleks.
But you know what? It's because he had written the story a long time ago for Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
And he was holding on to this kernel of an idea. And then,
just out, the three stories. It's for me, it's like that. It's up, down. But I think it would have, for me personally, would have been improved if it was three different authors and go with what they gave us instead of just Nicholas Briggs's. I mean, Nicholas Briggs could have given this is what I want to do, and give it out to the writers. This is where we want to be. Go ahead with it. But as I say, he's gone ahead and done the whole three. I don't know if he's done the whole three in the next box set, but it's good to hear Christopher Eccleston back. As I say, it's like he's never been away.
Yep.
And each of the three stories was sort of the same length as the TV episodes, around about 45 minutes, 47 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was just like, the TV series with more imaginary effects in your head.
Oh my gosh, so many effects.
But yeah, for the first box set, a long-awaited box set, it's pretty good. I'll get to my favourite things or me things I'm not so keen on in the story wise. But now, come on, Big Finish, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Come on.
So my delight was in the characters. There were two new ones, and Audrey was, at points she was the villain, at points she was the distressed one, at points she was just, screwing up her own life, screwing up the life of other people. And at times she was a good guy. So that was really interesting, is how her character at different points in the story arc was different, at different manifestations. And I liked the idea that this neutron star was giving off alien life forms, and that the neutron star was a part of how they infested this universe and were going to consume it. And maybe that perhaps they were based on a neutron, or they were part of the neutrons in an atom, or something of that nature. And so I was writing some science in there while listening to it. And then there was also when there was Nova, who Nova was a she was just a person in this universe who the Doctor ran into, and she had that story to tell, and then she was like, he helped me, and he did, and he helped. And so that was fun, and she became companion number one for the Ninth Doctor. And so we're gonna need fan art of Nova from now on, because Nova is now, you know, she's Charlie, she's Fitz, she's Frobisher, she's all of the, she's Evelyn Smythe, she's all of that. So yeah, that it's fun when Big Finish creates something and it gels pretty wonderfully. And so let's see. And then there was the Ravager. Oh, I already talked about that. And then hang on a sec. Then there were Romans, and we're not talking about the Arthur Darvill lone centurion Romans. We're talking about real Romans who've been juxtaposed in a time eddy into the future, and they become very dangerous anyway. And then there was Marcus Aurelius Gaius, and yeah, he was great. And so that was the kernel of the story that Nicholas Briggs built this whole thing around, is that there were Romans in the future, and they were just pulled out of their time.
And there was Soviet tanks in Waterloo.
Yeah, and there were Soviet tanks in Waterloo. Yeah, quite true. So, favorite moments, Lee?
Well, this we're not. I'm not going to do each separate story because it is one story, isn't it? It's a 3-part story.
Yeah, it really isn't. It isn't. You can't break these things.
Yeah. And what you said about the life forms from the neutron star, the Ravagers. You know, listening to it now, when you've just mentioned it, I've been racking my brains and trying to think. There's something similar happened in Doctor Who, I'm sure, and then it's come to me. Similar, 42.
Oh yeah.
The life forms from the sun. That's the sun.
Yeah.
You know, I was racking my brain listening to it, and then it's just come to me as you mentioned it. But Doctor Who always borrows from other shows, and it borrows from itself as well. So
quite right.
I liked it when he turned up in 1959 and pretended he was a man from the Ministry.
Oh yeah.
Was it Faraday and
yeah,
the other guy,
Lieutenant Faraday.
Yeah, all pompous British. That was quite good. They say then time eddies everywhere, whisked off to Waterloo. Was it 1815? I think it was. And so you've got all the. He's going on about the Battle of Waterloo, about Napoleon, how how brilliant this battle was and all like that. And then you got Soviet tanks coming over the hills. Because this Doctor gets so excited. He's an excitable Doctor. I mean, the 10th Doctor was an excitable Doctor, but
yeah,
the 9th Doctor is an excitable Doctor. He doesn't care that he blurts out something in the Battle of Waterloo what they shouldn't know about.
Right.
about Napoleon's war maneuvers and all like that. You don't do that, Doctor.
Right.
But he just gets so excited, he just blurts things out, which I like that side of the character. Then you get the second part, with the drones, and every human life form or sentient life is fuel to them.
Right.
Which I don't think, if I'm reckoning, I don't think that's been used in Doctor Who before. But that was a good sort of middle part of the three-parter. I like the way, because this story is the Doctor's come in, starts the story at the wrong time. He's entered the story at the wrong time.
At the end of it.
Yeah, and he doesn't realise that.
And I didn't figure that out until like at the very other end.
That's the problems with time travel.
Yes.
So he's trying to figure out what's going on. Audrey knows what's going on. Because as you say, every time we meet her, she's sort of different.
She is.
Temperament-wise. She's she's the baddie. She's trying to help him. And then she's it's because it's all in the wrong order.
Right.
So, which it's, you can easily follow it, but sometimes it can get a little bit complicated. But you think, oh, right, because you don't really find that out until the last part.
Right.
So if you do get a bit confused, it's all explained in part 3. So it was just, as I say, it was just good to hear the sounds of the now Doctor's TARDIS, the inside, the humming, the machinery, and it was good to have his theme tune. And it brought me back to 2005 when he first aired Rose with the Doctor Who theme tune reimagined.
And you'd been waiting since 1996 for something to happen. So that's
we had the novels, didn't we? And we had the TV movie.
But you had 9 years of no telly.
So it was just good to, and then it brought all back. This is Eccleston. This is he. Because if it wasn't for him bringing it back with a bang for that one season, and the season was a success.
Yeah.
It went on to bigger things with Tennant, of course, but without you see, he he is the Hartnell of New Who.
Yeah.
He's the Hartnell of New Who. Without him kickstarting the new series, you wouldn't have got Tennant, you wouldn't have got Matt Smith, you wouldn't have got Capaldi, and you wouldn't have got that one who shouldn't be named. And but you know what I mean. So without Eccleston,
are you talking about Jodie Whittaker and Bill Martin?
La 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 la. But yeah, I just realised as well. I've mentioned 42. Who wrote 42?
Chibi.
Oh. Anyways, moving on swiftly. Back over to you, Susan.
All right. Well, my favorite moments were when he was first meeting Nova in his frame of reference for the first time, and she knows him, and she's excited to see him and stuff. And that was really fun. And then another one of my absolute favorite moments was when the TARDIS came to him by the appearance of the key, and then he calls her to him. And so that was really fun also. And then I liked the neutron star stuff because I'd never I never really conceptualized that, and that was totally new.
Mm.
And Mina, of course, there was like in the sphere of freedom, there was slavery, and this in the let's see, let me see. In the sphere of freedom, there was slavery. In the Cataclysm, the universe is ending, and but then there was the Battle of Waterloo, which the British won. So and then the food fight was that was the big sort of primary point where the neutron creatures were instrumental, and so I really liked it, and I liked the kernel that he wrote from the Roman soldiers. The thing that's most closely resembles is the invasion of the dinosaurs, where that people for a new earth or whatever, they were trying to bring the past to the future and then bring everybody into the past. So anyway, that's just like the I mean, fun, and it was acted well, and it sounded great, and it was fun. Christopher Eccleston is he because of the kind of broken characters that he usually plays, he was, when he plays the Doctor, he's not so broken, and it's like this is who Christopher Eccleston is when he's whole, full of flowers and joy, and this is him. He gets to be himself in this. I mean, he's not so bloody broken. I mean, in all of his other characters, he's just like, so hurting, and you just when Christopher's the Doctor, he's
well, I've just remembered one little thing in this what made me giggle, and I can't remember which part it was in, where they're both being held as prisoners.
Yeah.
And the guard reads the note, that wants to go on a date and get to know Rebecca, and Nova takes it that he's talking to her, takes it as granted he's talking to her, but he isn't. He's talking to the Doctor.
Talking to the Doctor, or the Doctor was talking to him.
Yeah.
And the Doctor's hitting on him, and so the Doctor, that this Doctor is not only flowers and happy and stuff. He's also rainbows.
It was so great when he just, Nova just came across so disappointed when he said to the Doctor.
Right. Of course, a little jealous. Yeah, a little.
That's why she hit him across the head so hard.
Yeah, a little jealous. So I really like that. It's not challenging to really get into the Ninth Doctor, and so with that, I'd suggest everybody just gets a copy of this and listens and learns to remember what you liked about the Ninth Doctor, because he is fantastic. To use a phrase that he does. Anyway, yeah, and so with that, let's rate this. What would you give this?
On a whole, I'm going to give 9 out of 10 Ninth Doctors.
Oh, nice. Of course.
It's yeah, for me it was just the whole thing by Nicholas Briggs. I would have preferred it, give other writers a chance to give, maybe they will do on book two. I haven't read which writers are doing that. It could be Nicholas Briggs again, but Nan for the first box set, it's not a bad score.
No, it isn't. And I would give this I'd give this 9.5 neutron Ravager alien life forms out of 10. And if they're smiley little guys like this, then yeah, even if they're gonna eat the food fight, the joke about food fight isn't that people are throwing food, it's that we the food are fighting back against people who are consuming us. Anyway, just FYI, it was a fun play on words on that one. And I mean, there's lots of other really cute like spoken word kind of things in this as well. Humor, yes. Energy, yes. Passion, yes. Life, yes. Time travel all over the place, yes. Confusing plot points because you haven't heard the whole story. There's that too. And a great deal of interest. I have a great deal of interest in the new companion Nova. So yeah, with all of that to be said, a 9.5, and
it's pretty good to see all the great covers they've done for this book set.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, brilliant covers.
Yep.
Hopefully they won't get rid of the physical copies soon.
I know in your life they are a joy.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining me, Lee. And Lee and I were talking about the channel the other day, and we'd like you to continue to subscribe and like and comment, just interact with our video. You can hate us, you can like us, just do something because it helps our algorithm and us in the algorithm. And we've slipped a bit, and we'd love more energy into this. Maybe it's because Lee and I are just too cute, and you guys are just like, oh, we'll just watch like 5 seconds of it, and we'll just hit a like, but we won't do anything else. We'd like you to involve yourself in our stories, and thank you for hitting the notification bell, because you'll get notifications whenever we put stuff out. And we're coming this week with a couple more Christopher Eccleston stories, and would like you to watch those. Those will be, following this in our order, and also we'd like you to join us if you'd like. Please, if you feel like talking with us, we'd love to have you. Sometimes, Alex comes and joins me, but sometimes we have other things going on, and so and I'm really glad to be back. I took a week off, and I'm super glad to be back doing podcasting and stuff. So anyway, thanks for joining us, and have a great day.